Hello, welcome to Mission 919, my channel devoted to stories, information, and narratives of African achievement, well-being, and prosperity. And today we're going to talk about something a little bit different. A few days ago, Eliud Kipchoge ran a sub 2-hour marathon in a sort of very scientifically managed time trial. It did not count as a world record, but it led me to thinking about some of the transcendent athletes of the 21st century. And so I just came up with a list of my 10 top 10 athletes of the 21st century. And so in no particular order, these are my top 10. I included Eliud Kipchoge just because he inspired this idea. And also, even though the trial did not count as a world record, he still nevertheless is Olympic champion and also the world record holder in the marathon that he ran in Berlin, I believe last year. Anyway, so he still makes the list. So Eliud Kipchoge is one of my 10. Simone Biles, the gymnast, is on my list. She's 5-time world champion. In 2016, she was all-around gold medalist. She won the team gold, and she won the vault and floor gold medals. Now, I want to say that all of these athletes, besides accomplishing amazing things, have all garnered attention well beyond their individual sports. So they are sort of cultural figures as well. And what they do in their respective fields is inspiring, not only to their fans, but to even people who really don't follow their particular sports. Also, I want to say that this is not some comprehensive list, because I don't even include sports that I don't really know much about, like cricket or rugby, or I'm not a real close fan of track and field, even though I do enjoy it. I'm not really familiar with everything that's gone on over the last 20 years or so. So it's just a personal list, an idiosyncratic list. Okay, so Eliud Kipchoge, Simone Biles. Then I have Usain Bolt, one of the most famous athletes in the world. He's a world record holder in the 100 meters, the 200 meters, and the 1x400 meters relay. He has 8 Olympic gold medals. He has 11 world championship gold medals. He won the gold medal in the 100, the 200, and the 4x1 in 2012. And he did the same thing in 2016. He won the 100, 200 meters and the 4x100. And he is, he's definitely been one of the most electrifying athletes of certainly more than the last 20 years. Next on my list is LeBron James. He has 3 championship titles, 3 rings. He was in 8 NBA finals. He was in 8 consecutive NBA finals. He has 4 MVP awards, 3 finals MVP awards. He's the all-time playoff points leader, and he's 4th all-time in points scored, and he's widely considered to have been the best player, say in the post-Michael Jordan era, or post-Shaq at least. He's a worldwide figure. He's a person of, he generates controversy, he generates admiration. He definitely qualifies, I would say, on anybody's similar list. So next on my list is, hold on one second. Oh, of course, Tom Brady, 6-time Super Bowl champion, 4-time Super Bowl MVP, appeared in 9 Super Bowls. He's 3 times the MVP of the league, during the regular season. He's 2nd all-time in yards passing, 2nd in career touchdowns, and 4th in career passer rating. And the fact that he's been playing for, 20 years now, that he's 42, that he claims to have, a methodology that allows him to play at a high level at an advanced age. He's talked about playing until he's 45. There are some people who think the person that he is basically his partner in this, what he calls the TB12 method, is controversial in himself. You know, he had an amazing rivalry with Peyton Manning, and he surpassed him. So I think he definitely qualifies. The fact that he's married to, well, I guess she's retired, but she was one of the most famous models of her generation. So he's, you know, larger. His influence extends beyond the game of American football, without question. My next person is Michael Phelps, most decorated Olympian, 28 medals, 23 gold. I mean, that's just insane. He has 13 gold medals in individual events. He had the most medals for 4 consecutive Olympics. He has 82 medals in major international competitions. And he was World Swimmer of the Year 8 times. I mean, the most transcendent swimmer, definitely of the last 20 years, and maybe possibly ever. Next is, of course, Serena Williams. You just say Serena Williams and the discussion ends right there. She has 23 major singles titles, 39 singles, doubles, and mixed doubles in the Grand Slam events, 8 times #1 player of the year, once for 186 weeks. She has an 85% win rate in both singles and doubles. She's a figure that whose influence extends well beyond tennis. You know, her family is iconic. Her sister, her dad, her controversies on the court, her health issues off the court, just an iconic and towering figure, and the world's best female athlete, and some people would say the best athlete, period. Next is Tiger Woods, who has 15 majors titles, 81 PGA Tour titles, and 41 European Tour titles. He was 11 times PGA Tour Player of the Year. He took a sport that was relatively a niche sport, or a sport basically for, you know, the upper middle class and wealthy in the United States, and made it a mass spectator sport. Watching Tiger, especially on the last days of majors when he was in contention for the title, was must-see TV for many years, starting in the mid-90s until, you know, roughly even until he really got injured. His situation with his wife and the divorce, and his personal issues with I don't know if it was drug use or I'm not sure exactly what all of his issues were, but he seemed to have made somewhat of a comeback. He's a iconic figure, without question. Next we have Cristiano Ronaldo, soccer player, one of the most famous people in the world, period. He has 29 trophies that he's won with his teams, 6 league titles, 5 Champions League titles. He has a European Championship he won with Portugal. He has a record for Champions League goals at 127, 700 career goals for club and country. He's the Real Madrid's all-time scorer, probably the biggest team in the world, arguably the biggest team in the world. He scored 30 goals in 6 consecutive seasons. He's 5 times best player of the year. That's in the whole world. And his career goal scoring rate is 0.75 goals per game, which is outrageous. Twice as good as very good strikers, you know. And he's a figure that, with his flamboyance, his arrogance, his off-the-field issues, garners attention well beyond the soccer field. And he was part of the greatest rivalry I would say the greatest rivalry in sports in the 20th century, that between Real Madrid and Barcelona, and between Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. And Lionel Messi is my next athlete, 6-time best player of the year, 34 trophies, 4 Champions League titles, 10 La Liga titles. Incredible. 670 career goals, and a .84 goals per game record. Now, I would say Messi's .84 goals per game and Cristiano Ronaldo's .75 goals per game is essentially tied, because Cristiano Ronaldo played several years in the Premier League, which is a tougher league in which to score. And so I would argue that the difference between those two statistics basically is down to the fact that Cristiano Ronaldo spent the early part of his career in England. But that's just my opinion. And so those are my 10. I have a few honorable mentions. I'll just get through really quickly. I won't say much about them, but just because I feel like I want to mention them. Haile Gebrselassie from Ethiopia, who did much of his damage on the track in the 90s, but won the Berlin Marathon 4 times in the 2000s. Marta, best female soccer player of the year many times. Iconic figure from Brazil, maybe the first really international female soccer star. Megan Rapinoe, U.S. captain, World Cup winner twice, Olympic gold medal winner, and my favorite player, probably male or female actually. I think she's got speed, power, intelligence, goal scoring ability, passing ability, leadership. She has it all. She's a joy to watch. And then Roger Federer, who, along with Rafael Nadal and Djokovic, dominated men's tennis. I don't find him particularly riveting to watch, but you can't argue with his results and his longevity, and so I include him on the list. And so that's the end of my top 10 plus honorable mention athletes of the 21st century. In the name of the ancestors and the unborn, Ashe, 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 and we'll see you soon.